Hello, everyone. Are you feeling stuck or unsatisfied with where you are in life? Maybe you're wondering why you're not making the progress you hoped for, or perhaps you're struggling to reach the next level of success and fulfillment. It might surprise you, but what if I told you that the solution could be as simple as shifting your outlook? Sometimes it's not the external circumstances that hold us back, but our own mindset. How we see the world and our place in it can make all the difference. That's why today I'm excited to introduce you to Audiobook 101, where we delve into inspiring books and bring their most powerful lessons directly to you. In this session, we're diving into Attitude is Everything by Jeff Keller, a book that has helped countless people transform their mindset and take control of their lives. Keller's message is simple yet profound. If you change your attitude, you can change your life. This isn't just a summary of the book. It's an invitation to absorb life-changing insights that will empower you to think differently, act boldly, and pursue your dreams with a renewed sense of purpose. Think about it. How often do we get caught in a cycle of negative thinking or self-doubt? Maybe you've been there, feeling like no matter what you do, things just aren't going your way. The truth is, we all face challenges and setbacks. However, the difference between people who succeed and those who don't often boils down to their attitude toward these obstacles. That's what Jeff Keller's book teaches us, that a positive attitude, coupled with perseverance and action, can unlock doors to new opportunities and growth. And the best part, you don't even need to flip through a single page to access these powerful lessons. By staying with us till the end of this session, you'll discover how small, simple adjustments in your thoughts and words can lead to huge shifts in your reality. Are you ready to go from seeing the glass half empty to seeing it half full? If so, let's get started on this journey to unlock the secrets of a fulfilling, successful life together. Let's begin with the foundation of Keller's message. If you're feeling stuck, lost, or unsure where to start, this book could be your guide. Many of us have been conditioned by years of negative thinking, whether it's from past failures, disappointments, or the voices of others who told us we weren't good enough. But here's the thing, you don't have to stay trapped in that mindset. Keller provides practical strategies to shift from negativity to positivity, helping you see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than roadblocks to success. One of the key takeaways from this book is the power of positive thinking. What you think and say matters more than you might realize. Your thoughts shape your reality, and if you constantly focus on the negative, that's what you'll attract. But when you start shifting to a more positive mindset, amazing things can happen. You'll begin to see possibilities where there once seemed to be none, and you'll take steps toward achieving the life you've always wanted. Now, let's break down the key lessons of this book, starting with Part 1. Success begins in the mind. Your attitude is your window to the world. What does that mean exactly? Well, think of your attitude as a window through which you see the world. When your window is clean and clear, you see the beauty and potential in everything around you. But if your window gets clouded by negativity, past failures, or other people's doubts, your view becomes distorted, and it becomes harder to see the opportunities in front of you. Two people can go through the exact same experience but have completely different reactions, all because of their attitude. Let's take a moment to reflect on how we start life. As children, we are naturally positive and open to the world. We don't worry about failure when we're learning to walk, run, or ride a bike. We might fall 100 times, but we get right back up, believing that we can do it. We don't blame the world or think we're not capable. But as we grow older, people around us, parents, teachers, and friends, start pointing out our mistakes, and this can cloud our thinking. We begin to focus on what's wrong with us rather than what's possible. Over time, this negative conditioning can block us from seeing the world with the same innocent optimism we had as kids. But here's the good news. Just as our attitude can become clouded, it can also be cleared. While external factors like people or circumstances can temporarily motivate you, the real and lasting change has to come from within. If you think you don't have the power to change your attitude, you're mistaken. History is full of examples of people who have transformed their lives by first changing their mindset. One of the most powerful stories in this book is about Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor. He was imprisoned in a Nazi death camp where he experienced unimaginable suffering, hunger, cold, and the constant threat of death. His entire family had been killed, and he was living in conditions so inhumane that it's hard to comprehend. Despite all this, Frankl never gave up hope. He believed that no matter how terrible his situation was, he still had the power to choose his attitude. Even in the darkest of circumstances, he retained the freedom to decide how he would respond. This is a crucial lesson. No matter what is happening around you, your attitude is something you can control. Viktor Frankl didn't just survive the camps. He went on to become a renowned psychologist and wrote the best-selling book Man's Search for Meaning, where he shared his insights on how mindset can shape our lives, even in the most challenging circumstances. Keller's next lesson is about you are a human magnet. Ever wonder why some people seem to achieve success easily while others struggle? The answer lies in the power of our thoughts. We are, in many ways, magnets, attracting into our lives the things we think about most. This means that whatever you focus on, you will draw toward you. If you keep thinking about your goals and dreams and truly believe that you can achieve them, your actions will naturally align with that belief. Keller shares his personal story of how he became a real estate owner. Initially, he was hesitant and afraid of failing. He worried about the risks, the challenges of dealing with tenants, and the financial pressures. For a long time, these fears held him back. He was stuck in a negative mindset, thinking about all the reasons why it wouldn't work. But then, after reading books about the power of attitude, he decided to change his perspective. In 1986, Keller set a goal to invest in 2 properties that year. With this new positive attitude, he began to think about his goal every day, imagining himself as a successful real estate owner. He didn't rush into it. He took small, steady steps, looking for properties and meeting with agents. And by the end of that year, he had purchased 2 properties, just as he had envisioned. This wouldn't have been possible if he hadn't changed his mindset and started thinking positively about his goals. Another key idea in the book is to picture your way to success. Keller explains that to achieve your goals, you must have a clear mental image of where you want to go. Many successful people, including athletes and performers, have been visualizing their success since they were young. These mental images help create a sense of purpose and direction. Keller tells the story of his friend Robert, who dreamed of becoming a judge. When Robert was nominated for the position, he felt both excited and incredibly nervous. Even though he was highly qualified, his anxiety started to get the best of him. That's when Keller stepped in and gave him a simple piece of advice. Start signing your name as Judge Robert. By doing this, Robert created a constant reminder of his goal, reinforcing his belief that he could achieve it. Every time he saw his own signature, it strengthened his mental image of becoming a judge. This simple act of visualizing success helped Robert build confidence, and he ultimately won the election. The lesson here is that the pictures we hold in our minds shape our reality. If you continually focus on negative outcomes, that's what you'll experience. But if you can clear your mind of doubt and focus on a positive image, your brain will start working toward making that image a reality. So, how can you apply these lessons to your own life? Start by changing your attitude. When you wake up in the morning, instead of dreading the day ahead, remind yourself of your goals and the positive steps you can take toward them. Visualize your success and believe that it's possible. Then, take action. As Keller emphasizes, positive thinking is powerful, but it must be followed by action. When you combine a positive attitude with intentional actions, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Remember, success begins in the mind. Your attitude truly is your window to the world, so make sure it's clean, clear, and focused on the possibilities that lie ahead. Make a commitment, and you will achieve great things. Making a commitment is one of the most powerful steps you can take toward achieving any goal. It is the foundation of success, and without it, reaching your dreams can seem impossible. Commitment means dedicating yourself fully to your goal, no matter how hard the journey becomes. It means having the desire and determination to do whatever it takes to make your dream a reality. When you truly commit to something, it's almost like magic starts to happen. The more you focus on your dream, the more you start to see new paths and opportunities open up that were there all along, but you hadn't noticed before. This happens because when you dedicate yourself to a goal, you attract opportunities that align with your focus. These new possibilities were always available, but your commitment brings them into clearer view. However, commitment is not just about the initial burst of motivation. It is about staying strong when things get tough, and they will. Life is full of challenges, and it will often test how badly you want to succeed by placing obstacles in your way. These obstacles might be unexpected problems, delays, or even setbacks that make you doubt whether your dream is possible. But the key to true commitment is staying patient and determined, no matter what challenges arise. For example, Jerry Gladstone, a businessman, started his company in 1999 with a passion for selling toys. A year later, he decided to focus solely on selling animation art. Jerry was selling artwork from various studios, but the results were not what he had hoped for. He realized that if he wanted to achieve major success, he needed to focus on selling Disney art, as Disney was known worldwide and had a loyal fan base. Jerry approached Disney with his business idea, but they turned him down. Many people would have given up at this point, but Jerry didn't. Instead, he continued reaching out to Disney for 3 years, offering them a partnership. He faced numerous rejections, but his commitment to his goal kept him going. At one point, a Disney representative was so frustrated with his persistence that they left Jerry a voicemail, bluntly telling him he would never get a deal with Disney. Even after hearing this, Jerry didn't give up. In fact, he became even more determined. He continued calling Disney, refusing to take no for an answer. Finally, his persistence paid off. Disney offered him a deal, but with one major condition. Jerry could only sell Disney art if he opened a store in either Minnesota or Massachusetts. This was a huge challenge for Jerry, who lived in New York and loved his city. Despite his attachment to New York, Jerry made the difficult decision to open a store in Massachusetts. He found a location in Boston and immediately contacted Disney to let them know. When Disney saw how serious Jerry was about their partnership, they were impressed by his commitment and allowed him to join their exclusive art program. A year later, he was granted permission to open a store in New York as well. Over the next decade, Jerry became one of the largest sellers of animation art in the world. Jerry's story is a perfect example of how commitment, paired with perseverance, can lead to great success. His willingness to stay dedicated to his dream, even when faced with rejection and challenges, ultimately allowed him to achieve his goal. The lesson here is clear. If you commit fully to your dream and are willing to keep pushing forward, even when things get tough, you will find a way to succeed. Watch your words. The words we use, both when speaking to ourselves and others, have a powerful impact on our thoughts, actions, and ultimately our future. Choosing the right words can strengthen your attitude and make it easier to stay positive and focused on your goals. On the other hand, negative or careless words can undermine your confidence and make it harder to stay motivated. Our words often begin as thoughts, which turn into beliefs, actions, and results. This is why it's so important to be mindful of the language you use when thinking about your goals or describing your situation. If you think and speak positively, your actions will follow, and your results will reflect that positivity. It's a chain reaction that starts with a single thought or word. Surrounding yourself with positive people who support your goals is also crucial. When you share your dreams with others, make sure you're sharing them with people who are optimistic and genuinely want to see you succeed. These individuals can help you stay on track by offering encouragement and holding you accountable. Consider the inspiring story of Kent Calhoun, a NASA scientist who led the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, SETI, project. Kent was a brilliant physicist who was working on developing software to detect the presence of other life forms in the universe, a goal that many would consider nearly impossible. But Kent had an additional challenge. He was blind. Despite his physical limitation, Kent refused to let his blindness define him or limit his potential. He believed that the words he used to describe himself and his situation had a direct impact on how he approached his work and his life. Kent knew that if he focused on his blindness and used negative language, it would only give more power to the problem. Instead, he chose to speak and think in a way that downplayed his blindness, focusing instead on his abilities and the things he could control. By carefully choosing his words and maintaining a positive outlook, Kent was able to manage his blindness and achieve great success at NASA. He earned a doctorate in physics and made significant contributions to the SETI projects. Kent's story is a reminder that no matter how big the challenges we face may seem, we have the power to control our mindset through the words we choose. How are you? How are you is a question we hear multiple times a day, often without giving it much thought. We're so used to answering this question that it becomes automatic. But what if the way we answer actually has a bigger impact on us than we realize? When we answer, "How are you?" with words like tired, stressed, or okay, we reinforce those feelings and attitudes. Over time, this can shape how we feel about our day and ourselves. On the other hand, answering positively, even when you might not feel great, can actually help lift your mood and energy. Take the example of Sally, an office worker who often felt exhausted. Whenever someone asked her how she was, Sally would answer truthfully, telling them she was tired. By constantly repeating this, she began to believe it even more, and her energy levels would dip throughout the day. Her tiredness became a self-fulfilling prophecy, reinforced by her own words. One day, however, Sally experienced a drastic shift in her mood. After winning $10 million in the lottery, she suddenly felt energized and full of excitement. Despite feeling tired earlier in the day, Sally found herself dancing, calling friends and family, and celebrating late into the night without any sign of fatigue. What changed? Her mental state. The lottery win brought her happiness and excitement, which gave her energy. This story shows that our words and thoughts have a direct impact on how we feel. When Sally focused on feeling tired, that's what she experienced. But when she shifted her focus to something positive, her energy changed as well. The lesson here is that the way we respond to simple questions like, "How are you?" can set the tone for our day. If we choose positive words, we can improve our mood, energy, and outlook on life. Surround yourself with positive people in life. We encounter two types of people: those who are negative and toxic, and those who are positive and uplifting. The people you surround yourself with have a significant impact on your attitude, energy, and ability to achieve your goals. It's important to choose wisely. Positive people believe in your potential and encourage you to push forward, even when things get tough. They see the good in you and your dreams, and they help you stay motivated and focused. On the other hand, negative people tend to complain, criticize, and drain your energy. They often project their own fears and doubts onto others, making it harder for you to stay positive. Smokey, a man who worked in the sales department of a funeral home for 45 years, is a great example of someone who chose to surround himself with positivity, despite working in a challenging environment. You might think that spending so much time around death would make a person negative, but Smokey had an incredibly positive attitude. He believed that people are like sponges. absorbing the energy and attitudes of those around them. Smokey made it a point to avoid negative people and focus on surrounding himself with positive influences, which allowed him to maintain his upbeat outlook on life. Smokey's story shows that no matter what environment you're in, you can choose to stay positive by being mindful of the company you keep. By surrounding yourself with positive people, you'll absorb their energy and use it to fuel your own journey towards success. Face your fears and grow fear is a natural part of the process when you're working toward achieving your dreams. Often, the closer you get to your goal, the more fear and doubt start to creep in. These fears may be small in reality, but they can feel much larger because of the way we react to them emotionally. If you want to succeed, you must be willing to face your fears head on and step out of your comfort zone. Fear is often a sign that you're about to do something important and meaningful, but it can also be paralyzing if you let it take control. The key is to understand the root of your fear and learn how to manage it. One woman, a high school teacher for 32 years, encountered many fears throughout her career. However, each time she faced a fear, she grew stronger and more confident. By confronting her fears, she was able to achieve great success in her field and inspire her students to do the same. Face your fears and grow fear is a natural part of life, but it often stands in the way of our biggest dreams. How many times have you been on the verge of achieving something great, only to be held back by fear? Whether it's the fear of failure, rejection, or the unknown, these emotions can be powerful barriers. But here's the truth: you can't grow, achieve, or live your dream life without facing and overcoming those fears. Stepping out of your comfort zone is essential for success. When you face your fears head on, you open the door to new possibilities. Often, we find ourselves close to reaching our goals, but then we encounter obstacles that scare us. These challenges can sometimes seem much larger than they really are because of the fear that magnifies them in our minds. Think about it. How many times have you worried about something that, in the end, turned out to be no big deal? Our fear can make small problems feel insurmountable, but when we examine these fears closely, we realize they are manageable. If you want to succeed, you must be willing to do things that scare you. Fear is not something to be avoided, it's part of the process. In fact, fear can be a sign that you're on the right path. The things that scare us often are the things that push us toward growth. It's easy to stay in our comfort zone, doing what feels safe and familiar. But growth doesn't happen in the comfort zone. Success lies on the other side of fear. When you feel afraid to try something new, pause for a moment and reflect. What is it that scares you? Is it the fear of failure, the fear of what others will think, or something else? By understanding the root of your fear, you can begin to control it. Fear thrives on the unknown, but when we take the time to analyze it, fear loses its power. Remember, the only way to conquer fear is to face it. Let's consider an example. There was a woman who had been a high school teacher for 32 years. Teaching was a stable and secure profession, but it wasn't her dream. Her real passion was in the entertainment industry. She dreamed of singing, performing, and writing music. But for many years, she let fear hold her back. She chose teaching because it was a safe career path. It provided her with financial security and predictability. However, even while teaching, she never gave up her dream of performing. She would write songs and sing in private, always keeping that dream alive in her heart. One summer, she decided it was time to take a leap of faith. She quit her job as a teacher and committed to pursuing her dream of working in the entertainment field. However, as soon as she took that step, fear crept in. The reality of her situation hit her. She had left her stable job, and now she was terrified of taking the next step toward her dream. The fear became overwhelming, and she ended up going back to teaching. It would have been easy to stay in that comfort zone, but her dream wasn't dead. 6 months later, she retired from teaching and decided to finally face her fear of rejection. She knew that if she didn't act now, she would regret it for the rest of her life. Despite being in her 50s, she launched her own musical show and, at the age of 60, released her first music album. She began performing in bars and clubs around New York City. She may have started later in life, but she felt proud of her accomplishments. By having the courage to confront her fears, she transformed her dream into reality. Her story shows us that it's never too late to take action and face our fears, no matter how daunting they may seem. Get out there and fail. Another important lesson is the value of failure. Society often teaches us to avoid failure at all costs, but failure is not something to fear. In fact, it's an essential part of success. Earlier, we discussed the importance of challenging ourselves and stepping outside of our comfort zones. Sometimes trying something new can be terrifying, but no matter the outcome, the act of trying is already a success. Failure is simply a step on the path to growth and achievement. Think about it. Every successful person you know has likely failed countless times before reaching their goals. Yes, you may fail, and yes, it might feel discouraging at the moment, but failure is not the end. It is simply an opportunity to learn, adjust, and try again. If you have a dream that truly matters to you, it's worth attempting it, no matter how many times it takes. Consider the story of Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen, the co-authors of the Chicken Soup for the Soul series. They wrote a book together and set out to publish it. They were determined to complete the process within 3 months. Confident in their work, they sent the manuscript to a publisher, only to receive a rejection. They sent it to another publisher and got another no. In fact, they faced 33 rejections in total. Many people would have given up after a few rejections, but Jack and Mark didn't let failure stop them. They believed in their book and knew it had the potential to succeed. After countless rejections, they finally found a publisher who accepted their manuscript. Their goal was to publish the book in 3 months, but it ended up taking 3 years. Despite the setbacks, they persisted, and their perseverance paid off. Chicken Soup for the Soul became a massive success and remains a popular book series to this day. If Jack and Mark had given up after the first or second rejection, they would never have achieved that level of success. Their story teaches us that failure is not a permanent state, It's simply part of the process. The number of times you fail does not determine your future. What matters is how you respond to those failures. Do you give up or do you keep moving forward? The people who succeed are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who fail, learn from their mistakes, and try again. Rejection does not define your worth or your potential. Your attitude and determination do. Conclusion: now that you've learned about the importance of facing fear and embracing failure, it's time to apply these lessons in your life. Fear is a natural part of any journey, and failure is simply a stepping stone to success. If you can change your mindset around these concepts, you will open yourself up to new opportunities and growth. In Part 1, we explored the power of the mind and how focusing on positive thoughts can bring good things into your life. Your mindset is crucial to your success. The thoughts you hold onto shape your reality. If you believe you can achieve your dreams, you are more likely to take the necessary steps to make them happen. On the other hand, if you let fear and self-doubt dominate your thinking, you'll hold yourself back from reaching your potential. In Part 2, we discussed the impact of positive language. The words we use, both when talking to others and in our internal dialogue, can influence our outcomes. Something as simple as how you respond to "How are you?" can set the tone for your day. By choosing to speak positively, you set yourself up for positive outcomes. In Part 3, we explored the importance of surrounding yourself with the right people. Your environment plays a significant role in shaping your mindset and attitude. The people you spend time with can either lift you up or bring you down. Surround yourself with individuals who encourage your growth, challenge you to be better, and support your dreams. This will help you stay motivated and focused on your goals. Finally, we learned that stepping out of your comfort zone is necessary for growth. It's easy to stay where things feel safe, but true success requires risk and the willingness to face uncertainty. The magic happens when you push past your fears and take action, even when it feels uncomfortable. This book is filled with tools to help you succeed, but it's up to you to use them. Success is not rocket science. It starts with belief in yourself, belief in your dreams, and belief in the power of your attitude. If your dream is to achieve something no one else has done before, the first step is to work on your mindset. Don't wait. Don't doubt. Start building a positive attitude that will lead to a life of success and fulfillment. Here's a simple test to check your mindset. Imagine a glass of water on a table, half filled. Do you see it as half full or half empty? Some people will say it's half full, others half empty. Neither answer is wrong, but your response reveals something about your attitude. If you view the glass as half full, you tend to focus on the positives in life. If you see it as half empty, you may focus more on what's lacking. Neither perspective is right or wrong, but understanding your mindset can help you make changes if needed. In conclusion, we've journeyed through Jeff Keller's Attitude is Everything. We've uncovered how shifting your mindset can dramatically change your path to success. The power to change your life lies within your thoughts and the words you choose to express them. If you found today's summary inspiring, share it with friends, family, or anyone who could benefit from these insights. And remember, every big achievement starts with the decision to try. Make your attitude the key to your success.